This one right here is the most sold PC configuration, both on Amazon and in PC shops. So here I am with my version of it and a simple guide so that you guys can copy it and build it yourself for a fraction of the price. Now, CPU and GPU combo, which is gonna tell you exactly where this PC falls, is Ryzen 7 9700X and AMD RX 9070 XT. Now, first of all, my favorite custom at the moment in the market for the 9070 XT is the ASRock Steel Legend, and it's the one right here, which you see built right there. It's fully white with RGB fans. If you vertical mount it, like I did in a previous build not too long ago in the Height Y60, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And the performance are great. It runs cool, it runs quiet, and it's a great pick. Let's actually build the PC around the Ryzen 7 9700X properly. First of all, don't overspend on your motherboard. This is a CPU that draws really under 100 watts all the time. If you undervolt it, like I recommend on the channel, it's gonna draw even less power. So no point in buying a massively overpriced motherboard with beefy VRMs. A mid-range B850, which you can buy for around 150 bucks, is gonna be plenty. The one I have here today cost me right around there, and it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth included. It's a pretty decent motherboard with no fancy heatsinks, but it does the job. I went with a black and white color scheme because I wanted to capitalize on this new Endorfy ARX 700 ARGB White. Now, Endorfy is a brand I am really recommending to you guys. Now they have a white case as well. The aesthetic is on point, but more importantly, it is a brand which packs feature and performance, which is why I decided to go with an Endorfy air cooler, the Fortis 5 ARGB, to cool the Ryzen 7, and the temperature results were absolutely insane. The CPU is staying in the 60s throughout every workload. Generally, you do not need a water cooler for a mid-range 8-core Ryzen 7, which is why recently I made a dedicated video on the topic explaining how I really like air coolers nowadays. This cooler right here costs just a little bit over 50 bucks. It is great value for money. And it also looks pretty cool since they made RGB the top part, which is a pretty unusual thing to do. Since we have a Ryzen 7 9700X, the RAM we pick is going to be very important. Make sure you get EXPO compatible 6000 MHz RAM and get it RGB if you want the looks, or not if you don't want it. You also want to get a decent latency. Now the one I have right here is some mid-range XPG 6000 MHz C36 RAM, which I like in the new design, but very recently I reviewed some AliExpress RAM, which is basically the same thing, and you can buy for around 40 bucks less. So if you want to buy everything from Amazon, this build is the way to go. It's why I did it like this. But if you're open to AliExpress as well, you can make a few changes on the RAM for sure and get even better value for money. For the drive though, I think currently the best value for money out there ever for gaming and regular usage is the Kingston Envo 3. Here we have the 2TB model. This thing is crazy cheap. Not even the cheapest SSDs from China can beat it in price. So this is just easy recommendation. And then to power everything up, I went with the Endorfy Supremo FM5, 850 watts, 80 plus gold, ATX 3.1 PSU. Now, why did I get such a high wattage PSU? Is because the only issue with going with an AMD card is that they draw a lot of power, especially if you overclock them, and especially some custom models like the Red Devil, it really draws a lot of power. And I saw PCs with cheap 750 watts PSU unable to handle them, which is crazy, but actually true. They also tend to run pretty hot. Even if the card has a good cooler, they're gonna output quite a bit of heat. So you need a good case, and now this ARX is not an aquarium case, it's a standard case, standard ATX case, which I like from time to time because nowadays everyone is using aquarium cases, and I think this is a bit of a breath of fresh air in the gaming PC industry. The case is also very spacious. As you can see, even with this GPU, we still have plenty of space left. And I decided to go with this little bit black and white color scheme, which I want to hear if you guys like. But we could have also gone all white. The case really, with the rubber grommets, white and everything, is pretty well made for it. And also, pretty good note, it comes with a pre-included RGB controller and 4 included RGB fans, which actually push quite a bit of air. Endorfy has been doing a great job on their fans as well. In fact, even under full load, you can't hear the CPU cooler running at all. As usual, I will leave the link to every single component down below in the description. So in this case, since this is an Amazon build, you can just go ahead and order it all and build it yourself easily. But we now have to talk about performance, because this thing goes fast. So I tested Apex Legends and Warzone at 1440p competitive settings, and we were absolutely maxing out Apex at 300 FPS at 1440p. Impressive performance, but what's even more impressive is the Warzone performance, where we were nearly able to cap the 240 Hz target even at 1440p. Now, of course, this performance is after the PC is undervolted and overclocked at the same time, both on CPU, GPU, and RAM. But I have tutorials on the channel on how you can do it for around 10 minutes for each component, so you can just replicate these conditions if you guys want. You are, of course, going to be able to play any single player title, no matter how heavy it is. And nowadays, AMD doesn't really have any driver issues anymore, so you can easily get an AMD GPU, no problem, if that's what you guys like. With that said, let me know if you like the aesthetics, let me know if you like the performance, let me know if you would have changed anything, and see you guys in another video. Bye bye.